What is going on, everyone? I am the YuGiOh scrub, but you all can call me Bailey, and I'm at that point right now with my hair where I feel like I belong in an early 2000s emo band. Not that there's anything wrong with early 2000s emo bands or hair like this. For me, though, it's just getting so long, like, when I really go, it just goes right into my eyes. It is crazy. But the only thing I hate more than my hair when it's this long is spending money to go get a haircut. Honestly, spending the money and the time. I just hate having to book the appointment and be like, all right, my Saturday morning's now just taken up because I got to go get a haircut. Also, after my move, I've not changed barbers. I'm sure there's a barber out here where I am now that could service me well, but the barber that I found after years of being a child, like trying to figure out like a guy who can do my hair and make it look well, I found the guy, and I'm a creature of habit. He is my dude. I will continue to go to him until he retires, but that means that I have like an hour-long drive to go get a haircut every time. So more reason to not go get haircuts. Who knows how long the hair will last? Who knows how long the beard will last? Only Jesus? I don't know, whoever the hell, big man in the sky who's going to tell me when I get a haircut. Regardless, you're not here for my life stories about haircuts. You're here for this Rescue Cat Control deck that I'm playing today. I'm only playing Rescue Cat Control, but if you're going to be tributing with Rescue Cat, also put in some Last Wills. Like, let's just see how this works. It's kind of an interesting deck, like a Last Will toolbox deck, but with the Rescue Cat and Wicked Worm Beast. So let's talk about it real fast. Deck, like the name suggests, revolves around Rescue Cat, mostly getting Wicked Worm Beast, which is just a 1400 kind of quote-unquote spirit monster because it bounces back to your hand at the end of the turn, but that's good with like creature swap, and it's just good resources, kind of like a Tsukiyomi. But you can also trigger Last Will with the small warrior engine of the DD Warrior Lady and Exiled Force. Other targets for the Rescue Cat are Mindless Radiant and YuGiOh Panda. Most Rescue Cat control decks play 2 Panda. I was just getting pretty tight for space because most of them are not running Last Wills, but I am, so that's why we're seeing it here. Other options would maybe be like the Sacred Phoenix of Nephthys and one of the little Phoenix people. I'm spacing on the name right now, but the small level 2 spellcaster that you can then potentially get off Last Will and like tribute another monster, tribute a scapegoat token, and get the Sacred Phoenix. But like I've said already, the space was really, really tight. This is what we've ended up with. Side deck isn't really built for any particular matchups, but like we run into certain matchups, we can bring in the 3rd Scapegoat and a 3rd Metamorphosis. We can bring in, if they're flipping, Mystic Swords and level 2 and the other Reinforcement of the Army, the 2nd Panda. If we're bringing in the Scapegoat and meta, we can bring in Tsukiyomi to kind of facilitate a good Scapegoat 1000 Eyes Restrict, flipping back and forth combo with Sook. We got the triple Sakuretsu Armor for any warriors, triple trap Dust Shoot if we're going first, Decrees. We'll just see how it goes. I mean, I throw my decks together, obviously with a good amount of thought and effort, not super fast. This one was somewhere in between, like, a good amount of effort and pretty quickly. The second creature swap, depending on the matchup, sometimes creature swap's not nearly as good if you're running, like, you're into an opponent playing goat tokens, and creature swap's bad. But let's just go ahead and it is the default. Go join the GOAT format ladder. Click this button and this button for your viewing pleasure, and this button to tell my opponent that I'm ready, and rock. Alright, what are we going to pick, guys? He's picking rock again. Nope, he picks this as we lose. Good luck. Have fun to my opponent. And I hope that everyone who's watching this video is having a fantastic day. And if you're not having a fantastic day, then go and make it a fantastic day and then come back to this video. My hand is not looking good. Wicked Worm Beast, Creature Swap, Rescue Cat, YuGiOh Panda. So, yeah, not very good at all right now. Opponent sets a monster and 1 back row, a nice T set, and ends their turn. We draw MST. The question for me right now, there's a few options. We can Wicked Worm Beast creature swap and take whatever this face down is, but I just don't know what it is. It could be a Sangan, and that would be really, really bad. We can lead with an MST, or we can summon Wicked Worm Beast and just try to attack, and I think that's what I'm going for. Or we can set YuGiOh Panda. But because we don't know what my opponent's playing, the Panda could be good if that's a Scapegoat or something, so I think we're just going to summon the Wicked Worm Beast and attack. We do have Rescue Cats, so we can bring out 2 Wicked Worm Beasts if necessary, and creature swap that, so I think I'm going to risk the Wicked Worm Beast that's in my hand already, and just try to attack. It was a Sangan, so I'm glad I didn't creature swap it. So my opponent's viewing their deck. I think they're going to get Sinister Serpent. They could get Dawn Zalug if they're running that warrior. Gets a Cyber Jar. Ooh, are they running Empty Jar? We will set end phase. Bring Wicked Wormbeast back to my hand and end. So if they are playing an Empty Jar deck, we want to be pretty aggressive. We draw... Are you serious? The third Rescue Cat? I do think... the play is gonna be to take his jar. So we'll summon the Wicked Wormbeast, and then we'll creature swap. And have to just assume that's jar. He Ring of Destructions, which is unfortunate. It makes our creature swap fizzle. We could have led with the MST. Maybe it was important enough to make sure that that went through, but I think we'll just end... I mean, we have to end our turn. We physically cannot do anything else. We can't special summon. Another option I was thinking about this deck would Gigantes, because you put a good amount of Earth monsters in the grave, and I feel like that 1900 could end up being somewhat important to just kind of make a final little push. Oftentimes this deck can do a decent chunk of damage, but I have a hard time putting that final push in. Okay. Interesting. It was his own Guacagire Panda. So we'll take 800. An opponent sets a monster and a back row. We will MST that back row. It was a Just Desserts. Okay. We draw another Wicked Wormbeast. We are having absolutely awful draws right now. So if that is Cyber Jar, I think the play is probably summon, or we'll shuffle. Let's summon the Wicked Wormbeast. That makes the Panda 1300, so we'll attack over the Panda. He'll take 100. And end phase will bring down. We just don't have any back row, so we're in a pretty bad position. If he can flip a Cyber Jar and put a bunch of monsters on board, we're going to be losing a lot of life points. There's the Cyber Jar. And we get... So there's a... He's playing Rescue Cat as well. Unfortunately, all these cards go to our hand. So he's Gravity Bind, double Just Desserts, Area B, and a Rescue Cat. So he's going to be special summoning the Rescue Cat. We're likely going to lose. He's playing Panda Burn. Tributes the Rescue Cat for a Des Wombat. 2 Des Wombats. Okay. Interesting that he's also playing the double Wombat. I don't think I did in my Panda Burn deck. I think I only played one, if any at all. It is important just because sometimes getting that 1600 meter like this, you know, Panda would only be 800. You just need to get the bigger monsters. So he's going to be able to do 3200 damage to us and still hasn't used his normal summon. So he has to find a way to deal 1600 more. And he has 2 Just Desserts. So we'll take 2100, 2100, 800. So we can't summon a monster. Well, we can, but it will get we would then lose to just desserts. We draw Nobleman of Crossout. So we need to draw Heavy Storm. And we can't put a monster on the board because then we just lose to the just desserts. So we have to Rhoda. Getting ourselves Exiled Force. We have to do this because the just desserts won't go off. Declare. Get the Mindless Radiant off the board. Set Torrential. Set Premature. Set Solemn. And we'll, I suppose, set the Nobleman of Crossout. Secret Barrel will destroy us. I mean, there's so much. Giant Trunade. We'll risk it. I mean, we're losing this game almost certainly. If we Solemned, yeah, okay. I don't think anything would have saved us there. Bring in Royal Decrees for sure. I don't think Creature Swap will do too much. Though potentially could get us Des Wombat. Mystic Swords in level 2 and Rhoda are probably better. Panda's probably better. Noblemans are decent. What do we want to take out? Against a burn deck? Judgment is just so powerful. Probably take out the Fairy Lily. I don't see how doing damage to ourselves is going to be beneficial at all. Take out the Creature Swap. Duo is still really powerful. Last Will will help us make some bigger pushes. Maybe take one out. And if we're bringing in Decrees, maybe we do take out the Judgments. Take out Mirror Force, put in this seems alright. Alright, what is our opening hand? Last Will, Decree, Snatch, Steal, Graceful Charity, Metamorphosis, Delinquent, Duo. Let's lead off with a Duo. Hitting the middle card. It's a Trunade and a Panda. Okay. I think we'll then just set Decree and end. I don't want to use the Charity yet. I've been a big fan of saving Charity a little bit more. I don't feel like firing it off, because what, I get a Rescue Cat, and then even if I use the Rescue Cat, I can get some Wicked Worm Beasts in my hand. But if we get Rescue Cat next turn, then I can Last Will, Rescue Cat, put a bunch of Wicked Worm Beasts, and a Panda, and a Mindless Radiant, whatever I choose. You know, not all of those. But I can do more. And I can have it backed up with a Royal Decree. And who knows, maybe I'll draw Scapegoat next turn, and then Metamorphosis is going to be more live. I don't know what I'd want to discard with the Graceful Charity yet, but we know my opponent has discarded a Panda and a Trunade. And Panda being off the board, maybe I shouldn't have sided in the third Scapegoat, because that's obviously just really, really bad for Panda. Opponent sets a monster, and one back row. ends his turn. We draw another Metamorphosis. See? Now I feel like I can. Graceful Charity. And we have 2 Metamorphoses that I will be able to potentially discard. Drawing Rescue Cat, Rhoda, Nobleman across out. Okay, so we're definitely going to discard 1 Metamorphosis. And the question is, do we discard the second? I think we discard the second Metamorphosis. The other thing is potentially... No, we'll do the other Metamorphosis. So we will Last Will, Rescue Cat, declare the Rescue Cat to summon 2 Wicked Worm Beasts. And then we'll declare the Last Will. And what do we want to summon? We can go another Rescue Cat and get the 3rd Wicked Worm Beast and a Panda. We could get Sangan. We could get Mystic Swordsman level 2 and hold our knock. Wait, okay, so 2100 times 3, 63 plus 8. I think we'll do that. We'll go second Rescue Cat. $2,100, what am I? Okay, so not quite as much damage, 1,900. Next we will go ahead and Nobleman across out. We'll decree the Sacred Barrel. It was a Panda that he had set face down. 800. 1900 times 30, putting him at 15. End phase, that will die, and these will all come to our hand. I feel like that was me using my brain a little bit. He has a Last Will himself. So we're playing a pretty similar deck. He's playing I'm playing Control, he's playing Burn. So we have Des Wombat, Milus Radiant, Guacagiri Panda. There's 1 Wombat, 2 Wombats. Okay. And we just lose. Wow. 63, yeah. On 4, and the Scapegoat was the next draw. GG's. That's unfortunate. Well, on to the next match we go. I thought I was making smart plays. Could we have done anything differently there? We do win the rock, paper, scissors. That's something we can do differently this match. We'll go first. Malefic Harpy Lady. Interesting name. Standby, main. We'll set Scapegoat, set Heavy Storm. And my opponent knows who I am. Love playing a fan. So yeah, we set Scapegoat and Heavy Storm. We have Injection Fairy Lily, Solemn, Snatch Deal, Metamorphosis in our hand. Opponent sets a few back row and 1 monster. End phase, we will Scapegoat. We draw Last Will. We'll get rid of the Fairy Lily because he Trap Dust shoots us. When he was typing a lot, I figured he might be a fan of some sort. Alright. And we'll Metamorphosis, get rid of a token. Yeah, it's Vegeta. Hello, you're in the video, man. Yes, you are a very frequent commenter. One of the most frequent, and gotta love it. You know, really appreciate all the frequent commenters, even when you're commenting telling me how bad my misplays are. Trust me, I know they're bad. Ooh, okay, so not good for us. He has a Dekoichi. Would have loved to steal that with 1,000 dies or strict, but let's see how this deck can fare against a Chaos Turbo. He gets rid of a Scapegoat token with the Dekoichi attack. Main phase 2 sets another monster and 1 back row. We draw Graceful Charity. Okay. I think let's start with Graceful. And we draw Rescue Cat, Pot of Greed, Last Will. Interesting. This can do a lot. The only thing is double Last Will. It seems really good, but I don't know if it's gonna be. Because if I Rescue Cat, that triggers the Last Will, obviously, and I summon 2 monsters, and then only 1 Last Will can resolve. So I think we get rid of a Judgment, because we're about to Heavy Storm anyways. And I want to keep Pot of Greed. Do we keep... We'll get rid of a Last Will. Next we will Pot of Greed. Getting a Sangan, and another Last Will, okay. Let's go ahead and activate the Heavy Storm. It's a Book of Moon. Probably should have chained it, flipping his Dekoichi face down. If he wants to, I'd let him, I suppose. That's a me kind of misplay. We'll activate Last Will. And Rescue Cat for probably Wicked Worm Beast. And do we do a Panda? Or do we do another Wicked Worm Beast? We'll do another Wicked Worm. Panda goes to the grave anyways. Okay. Well, what we can do is actually Last Will, and in the end phase it could get triggered to get us another Wicked Worm Beast potentially, or we Last Will. We'll go battle phase. Okay, so then we trigger the Last Will and we get DD Warrior Lady, I think. Or no, we go Exiled Force. Last Will. Declare. Pop that face down monster. It was a Night Assailant. Trigger the second Last Will. Guys, my brain is working so much better than normal today, and we are going to get, I think, DD Warrior Lady. Or we go for Big Push with Injection Fairy Lily. I think we're going to make the more aggressive play. Attack. Oh. Pay 2,000. Oh no, my brother. Gotta get dinner. You gotta do that before you hop on a game with me. Alright, we'll give him a minute. Unfortunate. Much love to you still. I'm not really that mad. I hope you can tell by my voice. It's just because I'm recording. I'm like, this doesn't make for good content. Now I have to sit here. You know, hopefully the dinner is in the microwave or at the door, Uber Eats. If it's me making, like, I cook my dinners. You know, to each their own. I go all out with my dinners. I love food. Through my fitness journey, and I say fitness not like working out because it really isn't holistic. You know, I don't want to get too into it. But you know, I'm not one of those guys who's like, food is fuel. But the reason I learned to cook is because I wanted to feed my body delicious and healthy foods. Which is why I've been doing like these really, really good chicken salads again. I think I said in my other video, not the freaking mayonnaise chicken salad. I hate that. I hate mayonnaise so much. But like wonderful salads with a nice vinaigrette with a bunch of chicken in it, and it's been so delicious. And that's just one silly example. I mean, I was making salmon yesterday. Like, I do good meals. I treated myself a couple days ago to some ribeyes and New York strips. Not the same day, but when I was at the store. I haven't had steaks in a while. They're just so expensive. And I treated myself to a wonderful ribeye. And oh my god, I was in love. Alright, he is back. No problem. So yeah, we'll attack. I paid the 2,000. And we'll attack for 28. Main phase 2. And end phase, we will just bring these Wicked Worm Beasts to hand. I think I played that pretty dang well. I think that was a solid turn. We got a bunch of damage in. We have 2 tokens and a Fair Lily on our board, which are pretty powerful. You know, if he has a Snatch Steal, we're somewhat protected from our own tokens. If he has a big monster, it can't get over the Fair Lily, because Fair Lily is the biggest you're going to find. It's threatening game. We draw Milus Radiant. That is unfortunate. So the question is, we have not seen a torrential. What could it be? So the options here are summon Sangan, and then I think we would attack with Fair Lily and get over whatever this monster is, and then would get in for 1,000, putting him at 22 and us at 4,000. That protects us a little bit from Torrential Tribute or Mirror Force because we'd have the Sangan search. We can summon Milus Radiant and get 1,500 damage in, assuming the Fair Lily goes through. Not 1,500, 1,800. Nah. Thinking. Wicked Worm Beast has the highest attack and might be able to attack over this monster if it's another Decoichi, but if it's a spy, we kind of just get walled. I think the smartest play is going to be summon Sangan. Because if we did the Milus Radiant play, and it is a torrential. So I'm happy we made this play. I think this was the best play we could have done. And I think we get ourselves... Do we go with another rescue cat, or do we go with like a serpent? I think we already have a level 1, so Metamorphosis, though. Where's the metas? Okay, there's the one. We have a level 1 if need be. So it's either DD Warrior Lady, or we'll get a cat. I think cat's the best play. And we'll end our turn. We have Snatch Steal, So if he just puts a monster on board that is not Sinister Serpent face down, we should have game. He needs defense. He's viewing his graveyard. He's got 2 darks, no lights. There's a Kaiku. We'll take 1800. Opponent banishes the Sangan. I say opponent, Vegeta. Long time commentator banishes Sangan and Injection Fair Lily. I probably would have done the Exiled Force. We draw another Wicked Worm Beast. And 18. Okay, so we just have game. Unfortunately, Rescue Cat's now dead because we drew that other Worm Beast. But we'll summon the Wicked Worm Beast. Activate Snatch Steal on the Kaiku. And that's 3200 damage. Representing lethal, and we get the game. Okay. I think we'll bring in Swords in level 2. We're not going first. We don't want to bring in Dust Shoots. We could try to go a little crazy and bring in the Decrees. Let's take out some of our traps. Taking out all of our traps, leaving in, or putting in Decrees. Maybe we don't need that other meta. Let's go with this. I want to try to catch him off guard, and I'm hoping that the Decrees, we saw Regeki breaks, and Decree can just be a great chain to Regeki break, and I'm hoping that the additional defense in the form of Scapegoat's going to be interesting. Our opening hands have not been very good. Double Knock, Scapegoat, double Rescue Cat. I feel like we've been getting like 2 cats. Are my ratios just like terrible? Alright. Discards Thunder Dragon, getting 2 Thunder Dragons to hand. Why does my opponent never open up 2? Activates Graceful Charity. Okay, so really powerful. I mean, you should draw before you discard the Thunder Dragons. I mean, if he wants to add them back, you know. He only drew... You only drew 2. What? What is up with my opponents? Doing that. I feel like that's like the first thing. No problem. Any plays changed before I start? Yeah, just in case he wants to set another back row or something. Alright, I think I'm good. So, we'll... Oh. Keep going if you wanna set more. Goodness gracious, I can't type. You guys must hate me. Are we good? Okay. Good. Alright. Let's go ahead and we'll summon Rescue Cat, declare the cat, and we'll just summon 2 Wicked Worm Beasts, getting this going. Next, we'll activate the Nobleman of Crossout. Hitting a Gravekeeper Spy. That's a really, really nice hit. And he's probably not expecting two more, or another Nobleman to cross out. So we might set a Magician of Faith or something. Okay. Next we will attack and hope it's not Mirror Force. Book of Moons. Okay, that's fine. Saves himself 1,400. I don't know if that was the right play, but it's the play he made. Main phase 2. Pretty laggy right now. At least it feels it. And end phase. Bring the Wicked Worm Beast to hand. And would he die from cat effect? I actually don't know. If it gets set face down, this is a ruling I'll have to look up. Because I'm like, it still is the same monster, and I don't know if it would forget because he got set face down. It doesn't really make a difference to me. Like, if he dies, he dies. I'm down to play it this way so we can keep the duel going and look it up after. But however you wanna proceed. Alright, so it sounds like we're just gonna go with this. Opponent summons Breaker. Breaker's fine. We'll chain goats. Get ourselves a bunch of goat tokens. And he runs over the Wicked Worm Beast. Okay. Main phase 2. Sets 1 back row. 2 back row. Ends his turn. Okay. We draw. Okay, I was gonna say Dust Shoot. Well, we know there's a Book of Moon now. Alright. Uses Trap Dust Shoot. Probably gonna take the Tribe Infecting Virus. Takes a Rescue Cat. It was already a dead card. And I think we'll go ahead and use a Rhoda, getting ourselves the DD Warrior Lady. And I think we'll just go ahead and take 100 and banish this monster. Keep the darks out of his graveyard. He knows our hand. We have another Nobleman to cross out if he does set a Dekoichi or a Magician of Faith. If it sets a Dekoichi, I would love that, because that might be like all his darks gone. He summons a Night Assailant. Okay. Well, that's probably going to get a dark into his graveyard. We get a Fairy Lily. I think I'm going to summon the Wicked Worm Beast and just try to attack. Get some chip damage, and Wicked Worm Beast will be protected because it will come back to my hand. So he has the light and the dark that he needed engraved now, but he's taken some damage, and now we have Fairy Lily. Unfortunate. He hits the Nobleman across out. And do we get rid of the fair? We'll get rid of the Wicked Worm Beast. We're going to draw like creature swap now, but then we still have 2 tokens. I think that the Fairy Lily is going to be more important. And then Tribe is just Tribe. It obviously can get rid of whatever he puts on the board. Like right here. He puts BLS onto the board. Gets rid of 2 tokens. Come on, creature swap. Metamorphosis I will take as well. Alright. I think the play is going to be Fairy Lily and try to attack the Blackluster Soldier. And I feel like it's going to get Regeki broken. He gets Book of Moon. Okay. We knew the Book of Moon was there. Next, we will Metamorphosis. And try to take this BLS. And I'd rather have 1,000 Eyes Restrict. $3,000. 2,500. And we can end our turn. So this keeps his flip face down. Zero, zero. He Dust Tornadoes the 1,000 Eyes Restrict, meaning he might have Premature Burial. Goes ahead and flips Magician of Faith. He can't flip. You can't flip. No problem. Yep, we caught it. He did shuffle. So Faith will stay face down. Sets another monster. And ends his turn. We draw Sangan. We will take this Magician of Faith that we know about. And we'll go ahead and just summon the Sangan. We can't attack, but we can with 1,000 Eyes Restrict, but we can't attack with the Sangan. But I'm willing to just eat this. Just to get the Sangan on board. It can get us a search if it gets torrentialed or something weird. Though torrential's gone, correct? No, it was last game that we got torrentialed. But Sangan might get us a search, can get us the Sinister Serpent for the Tribe Infecting Virus. We draw a Decree. We'll set the Decree. If we get Heavy Stormed, that's fine. We're not actually losing a second back row. You know, the second back row on our board right now is the set Magician of Faith. But potentially, if he tries to use a Regeki break or something to get rid of our 1,000 Eyes Restrict, we'll be able to chain Decree and save ourselves. Tribe Infecting Virus. Discards the Chaos Sork, and I'm assuming, yep, gets rid of the 1,000 Eyes Restrict. Still has Lights and Darks Engrave. Flips Magician of Faith. And that's good. He gets himself Pot of Greed. Well, gets it and then activates it. Just draws himself 2 cards. He's used his normal summon. Tribe has to basically attack the Fairy Lily. we have seen none of our Trinity. Banishes a light and a dark for defense position Chaos Sork. Banishes Sangan, so this is a pretty bad a turn for us. We lose Fairy Lily. And we'll take 300 damage from a direct attack from Magician of Faith. We draw Last Will. I think the play here we can either sit and do nothing, but then we'll take a lot of damage. If we summon Tribe, activate Last Will, ram into his own Tribe. Thinking. Then we can special summon an Exiled Force and get rid of the Chaos Sorcerer. And then we'll have Magician of Faith. I think that's our best play. So we will Tribe Infecting Virus, activate the Last Will. He Regeki breaks. We will Royal Decree. That's why we kept the Decree. Declare the Last Will. And now the question is, what do we get? Panda's not big enough. I think it has to be Exiled Force. It's the only optimal choice. Attack. What are we doing? If he lets me. Okay, it was very quick. Technically I misplayed for a second there. I caught myself, guys. And we'll get rid of the Chaos Sork. Okay, so now we're in a top decking situation. But he's used a lot of his Trinity. I've used none of mine. We draw Scapegoats. Set the Scapegoats, end our turn. So we have life point protection with the goats. We draw Creature Swap. Another combo with a goat. Another Creature Swap. He MSTs the Decree. Unfortunate. But fine. We draw another Decree. We'll set the Decree and end. Where are all of our monsters? We draw Snatch Steal. We have a good amount of monsters left, right? Like, I'm not crazy. 2 Wicked Worm Beasts. Well, not 2. We have 2 Worm Beasts in grave. So we should have 1 more in deck. We have a couple of Rescue Cats. We get a Panda. I will activate Royal Decree on that Trap Dust Shoot. Don't want to lose myself, my only attacking monster at the moment. And we'll attack with the Panda. Start poking for 800 at a time. We still have Scapegoat, double Creature Swap, Snatch Steal, so I'm feeling pretty confident. He Heavy Storms. We'll get some goat tokens, but lose our second Royal Decree. He loses Mirror Force. So he could have saved himself 800 life points if he had Mirror Forced the Panda. We will change a token to attack and activate Creature Swap. And he's thinking. Creature Swap, you're not allowed to change for the rest of the turn. So you can change a token to attack He does chain Regeki Break, getting rid of our Panda, discarding another Regeki Break, and we get a Spirit Reaper. Okay, I mean, I'm fine with that. I'll take a free Spirit Reaper. That's a fantastic card to have. Sets a back row and ends his turn. We draw Metamorphosis. I think we'll flip the Spirit Reaper and just attack over this token. End our turn. I don't think it'll get to deck out, but there's a chance. Sets another back row, goes to end phase. We draw another Scapegoat. We'll just attack with Spirit Reaper. I think this is a pretty solid match right now. I'm liking this. We'll set the last will as a bluff and end our turn. So we still has cards. Card destruction. Okay. That is pretty good. We get Graceful MST Duo Breaker. So we'll have Duo as a good discard with the Graceful. Yep. We had Radiant, Rescue Cat, Wormbeast, so I mean, we had more cards left to go. Curious. It did have a good one. Alright. Let's see if he has anything more to say. Only because he's a commenter, you know, I gotta give you Vegeta. Really, really do appreciate all of the kind words you give me and when you tell me I'm... Same here. Alright. Only because I'm recording, I do, you know, can't talk forever. Gonna go and talk about the deck, but against, like, a Chaos Turbo deck, I mean, obviously it's Yu-Gi-Oh! It's a card game. Sometimes your opponent opens good, sometimes they open bad, and it just doesn't work out, but, like, that performed pretty well. I was pretty happy, especially in that, second match where I feel like we made the right side decking calls. I think the Royal Decrees did exactly what I wanted them to do against the Regeki breaks. I think bringing in the Scapegoats, the Metamorphosis, and doing all that stuff worked really, really well. Unfortunately, we did get kind of demolished against the Panda Burn deck, but, you know, that's how it goes. We beat the best deck in the format, and then we lose to still good deck, better than our deck, but lose to another deck. But let me know what you guys think of this deck. Let me know what you want me to play in the future, GOAT format or Edison format. Let me know if you want me to play Edison format. Most importantly, have a good day. Thank you for watching on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Scrub. Goodbye.